The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Power Trading Hour with your host, David White. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044. Now, David White.
And welcome to another exciting edition of the Power Trading Hour with me, your humble, lovable, and squeezably soft host. Once more, do we go into the breach, dear friends? We can't do that. You always, when you click, you want it to do something. And for some reason, it's not doing it today. Let's try this.
The following takes place between 2 p.m. and 3 p.m.
So what do we have? Well, another earnings beat by one of the high flyers out there with Tesla today. It's up 22 points, or almost 6.5%. You needed about 5.75% to break even on the calls, and I think you got there by a hair. You didn't make much. Again, not a lot of these earnings calls are panning out for anybody, including me. But we've got a few things going on. S&P cash off 4.5 points. Volume is 2.15 billion shares on the NYSE consolidated tape. So what are we thinking out here? Well, it's just yet another day of hurry up and wait. Continue to see some of these stocks, they continue to try to pressure. Some of them down, some of them bounced to lows. And, we're now starting to see these kind of vacillations intraday on very light volume of stocks. And that's kind of showing you the wispiness of what's going on. Yesterday, we didn't have any more money come in at the bell again. So that's always interesting. That suggests that if there is cash coming in, that today, maybe tomorrow morning, is the last of cash coming in for fund buying. If we don't see some juice there, that's going to be highly interesting. Earnings, for the most part, about 75% of them have been positive over the last couple of weeks. And, there just isn't a lot to yell or scream about for this earnings cycle. You've had some stocks like Apple where everybody was piling on short going into it. It popped. Tesla today, same thing. There's far too many shorts. Were the earnings that good on Tesla? No, they just didn't get worse. And they still have $2 billion to burn through, which will take them about half a year. Maybe even less, maybe 3 months. So the question is, when on Tesla, do they have to go back to the well and get more cash? The expansion that they're talking about, probably about $15-20 billion. They've got two of that in cash. So we'll look at that. We'll look at a handful of other things going on. But just a very strange day, and stocks kind of whipping around a bit. But 2473, I think that's all you can say about that. Kind of like Forrest Gump. But you can always give me a call at 877-927-6648. As always, we like a little history.
And it's all just a little bit of history repeating.
It is history repeating. And on this day, in 1948, in hearings before the House on Un-American Activities Committee, Whittaker Chambers accuses former State Department official Alger Hiss of being a communist and a spy for the Soviet Union. The accusation was set in motion by a series of events that eventually resulted in the trial and conviction of Hiss on a second trial for perjury. During the course of that trial, Chambers produced microfilm film copies of classified department documents from 1930s, which had been hidden in hollowed-out pumpkins on his farm. The pumpkin papers were used as evidence to support his claim that Hiss had passed the papers to him for delivery to the Soviets. Supposedly, Whittaker Chambers was saying he was a double agent, and what we found out after the Berlin Wall came down in Russia too, was that he was also a communist agent and trying to score a lot of points and get on the inside track for being a double agent against us here in the United States. So here's where we had somebody violently attacking somebody else for being a communist when they were actually the communists themselves. Very surprising on this day in 1948. Kind of the start of the Red Scare and a variety of other things. But communists are probably most out there claiming that other people are communists. Just be wary when people wrap themselves in the flag. You never know. On this day in 1948. What else is going on out here? Just taking a quick look at some of this other stuff. Wanted to get into it. Let's get the charts up here. Take a quick look at what's going on after the bell tonight. Then we'll look at stocks going on. In fact, why don't we just start with that? Again, you can give me a call at 877-927-6648. You can email me at pat@tfnn.com, or you can just post something in the den. Okay. Activision Blizzard, of course, this game sector has been red hot. A little spike going into earnings after the bell today. Let's take a quick look at EA and see how it responded. You got a doji out here today, but not any real signal. Electronic Arts, it's done well, but again, it's just kind of hanging at highs and not really being able to push to the market. I don't do much day trading, but when I do, doesn't that sound like the beer guy? I don't drink much beer, but when I do, it's Dos Equis. So anyway, Applied Optoelectronics, AAOI. This thing's a huge intraday trader. Been fun. I haven't traded much, but I got a caller, I don't know, a week or two ago who brought this up. I don't think I'd be in it overnight, but certainly has some good intraday swings for what's happening in the market, especially since this thing broke out at about 78. A lot of highly short positions in this too. And, of course, earnings out after the bell. Another one is ACIA. See if there's anything in this one. It's kind of bounced off the lows. Man, this thing probably is going to have big earnings to keep it off 38.50, which is the July 17th low. The favorite punching bag, which is one of the only other stocks that is 50% short in the market. There's a couple of them. This thing has been making lower highs and higher lows for a while around this $8 range, finally kind of basing out. So we'll see if they have anything new to sell. If they're going to be making or have a surprise, it's going to come from drones. And so far, I haven't seen their drones on the top of the list for people to buy. You know, maybe they're doing better in other countries, but around here, the DJI Phantom seemed to be the big thing. We'll take a look at that after the bell tonight, too.
TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
Tiger TV is an exciting way to experience TFNN programming. See high-definition video giving you crystal clear charts, as well as seeing some of the faces of TFNN's highly acclaimed financial experts with crisp, full-fidelity sound. Catch Tom O'Brien, John Logan, Steve Rhodes, Basil Chapman, Larry Pesavento, Think or Swim, David White, Andy Hecht, and Daryl Martin in crystal clear, high-definition audio and video. Tiger TV, exclusively at TFNN.com. Platinum, grains, crude oil, gold, copper, cattle, hogs, gasoline, natural gas, coffee, cotton, cocoa, and sugar. These are just some of the commodities mentioned in the most recent issue of Andy Hecht's Techno-Mental Commodity Report. Andy publishes his weekly newsletter every Thursday morning, where he breaks down the commodity market and provides his subscribers with specific trading recommendations based on his trading methodology. By signing up for a free trial to the Techno-Mental Commodity Report, you'll get a full 30 days to try out this powerful newsletter service and see for yourself the types of trades Andy has recommended for his subscribers. When you sign up for a 30-day free trial, you're under no obligation to pay anything. And should you decide to continue, you will lock in the low rate of only $79 a month. Sign up right now for the Techno-Mental Commodity Report and make sure you're ready to catch the next big trade in commodities. For more information and to get started today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den, but wondered, what exactly is it? The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of your favorite TFNN shows, plus see all the charts as they happen live during those shows, and have access to all those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days. It will greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com. Dave takes your phone calls now. Toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044.
And we got interesting stuff happening out here today. Yeah, you'll never know. We were looking at GoPro out here. As I said, lower highs, higher lows. No play on this going into earnings. Again, fade whichever direction this probably bounces. The downside, though, is it's 50% short. So I don't think you can short this stock. You may see, if they ever find a way to sell something, a huge rip on earnings. Yelp, which may have made the best South Park episode ever because of some of the stuff that happened around them and the narcissists that write on Yelp. This thing has gone right up to its gap down. That gap down happened on the last earnings cycle on the 10th of May. Did so on 47.2 million shares. Got back in it with 2.46 million shares. Earnings again tonight. Upside would be about $34 on this. Downside is you got a gap at about $29 that would act as support. So again, risk reward kind of horrible on some of these, but we will continue to keep an eye out. Let's see what else we have. Yelp, Meetup, Shake Shack after the bell tonight. Recent IPO, Sirius Wireless, Weight Watchers. Let's take a look at this. I haven't seen Oprah lately, but I have a feeling she hasn't lost that much weight. She tends to yo-yo. This thing's been coming off 39.71 on July 25th. This thing has had some wild swings after earnings in the last couple of years, too. Do not be surprised to see huge up and down moves as Oprah weight goes up and down, too. Grubhub, GRUB. See about on this one. This one's actually been pressing highs today. Been doing so on about 2 million shares. Not much happening out there. MELI. one that I never really figured out why this thing ripped as high as it did. Earnings haven't been that great. A lot of people are banking on this being the biggest stock in South America. Certainly, it looks like it. Looking at the earnings, they're good. Very tough for me to see that this thing's worth this, but people are certainly paying up for it. Again, another one with high volume, high testing these 290 range, going back to May 16th and May 25th, earning juice off this 245 low up to this high yesterday. Been pretty good. So we'll look at that. What else do we have? OLED is actually long and short this one a while back in the 60s. This thing did break out. It's got two big gaps. I'm looking for the third. In fact, let's go back a little bit farther. This thing's got a gap at 70, one at 90 to 100. And if this would be just another one out here, everybody's betting on this thing, even though it hasn't gotten any kind of official nod that Apple's going to buy them. And that's why this thing is up here. If this all turns to dust, this one could easily be a $50 stock very quickly again. So you've got to watch out for that one. Recent not that recent, but a IPO that never has done that well is this Etsy. We've talked about it before. It's kind of a lot of, as they say, artsy-fartsy types that make individual crafts for people online. The problem is that they just never make enough crafts for this thing to get out of the basement. They pushed this, and it actually had a very good earnings pop and comments back on 16th of May. We're now here kind of toward the end of the summer, and this thing's really never come back to this gap. $12 is support on that. 15.46 is, could you see that? I think you could. If I was a betting man, though, I think this thing's going back to $12. They were able to cure some of the problems, but not all of the problems. HC. Take a quick look at that one. This is Kraft Heinz Company. Again, lower highs, higher lows. Fade the first direction that comes out of that one. See if there's anything else. MSI, which is the old Motorola Solutions company out here. This one's been doing, you would think it was going to do horrible. Most of the time when you have a split like this from Google and the spinoff, they put all the horrible stuff in it. But this one has done well. 92.64 just a few days ago. And again, very tough to see any kind of risk reward. But who knows? Okay, what else do we have? Juno Therapeutics, Wingstop. Take a quick look at that one. WING. See if there's anything we have. Again, higher or lower highs, higher lows. Fade the first direction out of that one. JCOM. Okay, J2 Global. This thing's been kind of weak after making a big signal at the highs. $91.10 on May 5th. Did so was 740,000 shares. Got into it with 230,000 shares. Has rolled back down. And they'd really have to surprise. That's one of the more ugly charts for after the bell tonight. Another recent IPO is El Poco Loco. This thing's been going sideways for a long time. I don't think we have any around down here. And the question is, this thing's sitting at support. Does this thing get off the ground ever? Maybe somebody will call in today, tell me if they actually have one of these around them and whether or not it's busy, whether they like it. But so far, not all that exciting. PETX, PETX. This one should be a mover. These guys sell drugs for dogs. And again, lower highs, higher lows. This thing on some decent news is probably going to break one way or the other. And normally you would want to fade that to see what else we have out here. A lot of biotechs after the bell tonight, so we probably should see a decent move in the IBB tomorrow. Another one is Bluebird Bio. This is right? Thursday, all day long, okay. Bluebird Bio. This one, again, you don't have any real, he went higher today, kind of rolled off of it. But in the bigger picture of the scheme here, is this thing is probably going to pop pretty hard one way or the other after the bell, depending on earnings. And then you want to take a look at the opposite side of that. Figure that it's this and a handful of others probably going to move the IBB at least some tomorrow if there's any kind of surprise in any of these. So be careful there. And we'll look at a few others out here and then look at the ones that actually reported this morning. Be back in just a bit.
The Path of Least Resistance is David White's daily trading newsletter, and if you're looking for active trading ideas, then now's a perfect time for a 30-day free trial to this powerful daily trading advisory service. David uses his years of trading experience to offer his subscribers his trading ideas each morning in his Path of Least Resistance newsletter. Using a combination of equity trades along with options, David keeps his subscribers up to date with all pertinent market information with intraday afternoon updates when warranted. Don't miss out on this great chance to get a 30-day free trial to David's daily newsletter, The Path of Least Resistance, with no obligation to pay anything. David has been delivering solid recommendations for his subscribers recently, and if you'd like to see the type of newsletter he delivers every morning, then visit the front page of TFNN and you'll find the Path of Least Resistance under Trading Newsletters. For all the details and to start your 30-day free trial today, log on to TFNN.com now. Trading is different than investing, but the opportunity to take advantage of short-term trends is only one if you get the direction right. Direction leveraged and inverse ETFs offer bold trades on U.S. and international stocks and bonds. Direction leveraged ETFs. An investor should carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risks, charges, and expenses before investing. A fund's prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a fund's prospectus and summary prospectus, call 866-476-7523 or visit directioninvestments.com. A fund's prospectus and summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC. Has the current market volatility continued to stop you out of trades when the market spikes against you? Now is the perfect time to open up an account with Nadex. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a brand new, completely regulated Chicago-based exchange, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their completely free trading platform, which also features real-time charts and full customization capability. One of the advantages of trading with Nadex in volatile markets is that your risk is always capped and you have the ability of keeping your trades open even when the market spikes against you. Nadex is completely brand new with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's NADEX.com. Or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
And I guess I'm back. busy reading something and, of course, nodded off. Not uncommon out here. Let's see out here. Okay, handful of others. Now let's take a look and see what's going on this morning with those earnings. Take out here Chesapeake, CHK. The estimate was 14 cents. Actual was 18 cents. Didn't do much for this one. Opened up a little higher, kind of rolled over. Teva Pharmaceuticals, TEVA. 106 versus 99. So it's going to get a little bit of the wimpy for earnings out here. See what they said. Growth was down, 13% on revenues. That tells you everything you need to know. AGN, Allergen. EPS was $3.95 compared to $4.02. So kind of just hanging on like a loose tooth in the middle of yesterday's trading range. No big deal there. HIMAX, HIMX. Break even on this thing. Doesn't look like anything happened. Opened a little higher, moved a little bit lower. Yum Brands. EPS is 61 cents. Actual was 68. So did a little bit better on this one. Tried to go a little higher, just didn't have any juice out there. Tower Semiconductor, TSEM. 50 cents versus 53 cents. But it sold off kind of like everything else today that didn't end the big indexes. Dish, DISH. 76 versus 69 actual. This one, of course, a little lower out here. Volume is not all that exciting, but this thing's always a perpetual buyout candidate, so people are always looking at it. Let's see if there's anything else. Clorox, I haven't looked at this one for a while. 149 had 153, and just a little higher at 134 than it was before. Patchy, on that one, 1 cent, lost 21 cents. So that was a surprise to the downside. What do we have out here? So that pretty much gets you back through that support level. This one's problematic because now this opens up into this sign of strength going back to March of 2016, March 2nd, 3rd, 4th. That's it. What else? Yeah. $32 and $31 from February of 2016 is open on that. Take a quick look at this. Parker Hannifin, 231 had 245. Just pretty much where it went out yesterday. So nothing too exciting on that. See if there's anything else out here. Hecla Mining. This thing used to be such a trader. Yeah. Kind of missed out here like so many of these other gold stocks that kind of gotten a little bit ahead of themselves. Anyway, down fairly decent downside. At least got half of the downside back so far today. It's back over $5. Let's look at the exchanges. ICE, 75 cents directly in line, which wasn't good enough on this one either. EPS 75. Revenues were up significantly, and it still weren't able to beat the EPS. I think it's probably what everybody disliked about this one. Going back into the candle of June 7th, that had 4.8 million shares. Not too bad out here, about 3 million shares. So it's probably going to find support somewhere around that 62, 62.5 level. See if we have anything else out here. Prestige Brands, PBH. Well, what do we have out here? I had 66 cents, EPS 63. And just a little bit better on revs. Doesn't seem like much is going on in that. See if there's anything else. Randgold had earnings out. I don't see that. At least what the EPS was. Nice little pop on that one today, though. If it really matters. One of the stocks that I always love their products, UBNT, not to get confused with the stock. This one did have the huge winter chicken dinner out here. And when we look at that, what are we talking about? Is that what we have? Yes, this will get the up and away theme for the day.
Up and away, my beautiful, my beautiful.
If you're unfamiliar with this company, I wanted to buy them back about $10, but somebody effectively got me out with a lot of I'm pretty good at propaganda, but man, did these guys smear this company down to about $10. I've never found a good place to buy it again, but they make wireless endpoints for like restaurants, office buildings, warehouses, and they make just the best stuff. I like them. I use them. I know that some people that are technically challenged think that they're a little hard compared to other products, but they have a ton more features, which is what I like. The price is right, and the quality is the best. Never really saw anything going into earnings, even yesterday, that made me think this thing was going to have the big blowout that it did. But pretty good day on that one. What else did we have out here? See if there's anything else. Sotheby's. Take a quick look and see how the rich and famous are living. Well, not doing that well, are they? What can we say? We'll look at this Sotheby's. Well, what are we saying here? 143. They did well on that. Must be something else. We'll be back in a minute.
If you're an active trader looking for that extra edge when it comes to trading and investments, then now is a great time to get a 2-week free trial to Tom O'Brien's daily market letter, Market Insights. Tom O'Brien's daily newsletter, Market Insights, comes out every market day at around 9:30 a.m. and provides Tom's daily commentary on the broad market, including the Dow, NASDAQ, and S&P, plus specific trade recommendations. There's even an update published most afternoons to keep you informed about the day's market activity. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock and option trade. With Market Insights, there's nothing left to guessing. For all the details and to get your 2-week free trial to Market Insights started today, visit TFNN.com.
Today, it's hard to tell if the economy is coming or going. Regardless, I want my money going in the direction I choose. If that's your stance as well, then you want to know how Everbank can help keep your money thriving just the way you want. Is growing your money a priority? Everbank is committed to a yield pledge promise to pay high yields on your checking, money market, and CD balances. Looking to diversify? Everbank ingeniously developed accessible ways to spread your money around the world into foreign currencies and even non-FDIC insured metals. And when it comes to your wealth, they bring a highly experienced and global perspective to help you manage it. Everbank's financial philosophy flies in the face of the status quo. They believe your money's performance should not be determined by today's economic circumstances, but by the drive to rise above them and create opportunities that favor your objectives. If that excites you like it does me, visit everbank.com/TFNN to find out what they can do for you. Again, that's everbank.com/TFNN. Visit them today. Everbank is a member FDIC and equal housing lender.
The TAS Profile Scanner Plus, developed by John Logan and his team, is a standalone piece of software that can change the way you trade. Let the TAS Profile Scanner work for you by scanning over 5,000 financial instruments such as stocks, ETFs, commodities, futures, and Forex. Right now, you can get a 30-day free trial to the TAS Profile Scanner Plus right at TFNN.com. And when you sign up, you gain instant access to John Logan's most recent webinar, How Price, Volume, and Time Make Market Profiles So Unique. This hour-long webinar with John Logan will walk you through the most powerful features of the scanner and how you can use it to become a more successful and profitable trader. You pay absolutely nothing for 30 days while you try out this software risk-free. For more information on the TAS Profile Scanner and to get your 30-day free trial today, visit the front page of TFNN.com.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV for the latest market information.
And we're going to be, oh, there we go. What do we got here? Orbital ATK came out with earnings. If you're not familiar with this, it's a handful of companies that are all together for space launches. Nice spike on this one on earnings. It's not a huge volume stock, but did spike through the previous high on earnings this morning. You're not doing much so far, but if you're in or thinking about space, it's not a bad way to go out here. To see if there's anything else out here. Cabela's, CAB. So get that up there. This one didn't do well this morning. Hang on a second here. Got a web browser not cooperating. Okay. Okay. Anyway, where is that at? This thing already switched back. Yep, it did. Okay. Just give me a second here. What do we have? Oh, we've got a ton of them out here today. A lot of smaller stocks. Here we go. Okay, 57 actually 53 versus estimate of 57. Missed on revenues 2. Those are off 4% from the previous quarter. So this one's down. Volume's picking up. Support comes in at about 52.40. There's a huge sign of strength going back here on the 29th of May, and you're within a few dimes of that, maybe a buck of it. That was 1.2 million shares on the upside. You were already kind of busting that already to the downside with 2.7 million shares on it. So what else do we have out here? Anything else? See if there's anything on the list. Let's say take a quick look at GIL, which is Gildan Activewear. Pretty much in line. Looks like they may have whiffed a little on revenues. Opened a little higher, sold back off. Again, there's just not a lot to drive these things. Some kind of catalyst to have more people pile in or pile out. Let's take a quick look and see what's going to come for us tomorrow on Friday before the bell. Let's see, NWL, which is Newell Rubbermaid. This thing's just been going sideways since it popped up on last earnings. Really hadn't done any kind of retrace. On May 8th, it came up on 14.3 million shares, and we're basically right at that level going back into earnings again. Travago, TRVG, they've been advertising living daylights out. This thing has done a little better. It's back down at the bottom of its trading range at 2090 yesterday. Popped up a little bit today. Not a lot of juice going into earnings tomorrow morning. See if there's anything else. CBOE Holdings. See what they're saying. Well, they're saying that the market's going to hold up. There's no sign of weakness here other than a couple of dojis, so we'll look for tomorrow. Also in the morning is RBS, Royal Bank of Scotland. Lower highs, higher lows. So that one is poised to have a big whack one way or the other. And again, fade that for most of the time. Let's see if there's anything else out here that kind of hits. I think that's about it. See what we get into next week anyway, if there's much going on. Booz Hamilton on Monday, BAH, from the people that brought you Mr. Snowden. This thing did have a huge gap down on volume on last earnings. That was June 16th. Or maybe that was on something else. That wouldn't have been the last earnings day, wouldn't it? Anyway, just kind of back up a little bit into what it was doing. Tyson Foods on Monday, TSN. Yeah, it's going into its previous high of 63.79. That had 3.25 million shares into it with 2 million so far. So that one's probably going to press a little lighter volume today. Let's see anything else. It's pretty quiet. So we'll see after the bell on Monday. We've got everybody's favorite, Mr. Twillo, TWLO, after the bell on Monday. Boy, how many of these stocks are going to have lower highs, lower lows going into earnings? That one certainly does. Now, we talked about these stocks in the marijuana sector. This thing's more driven by approvals than anything else at this early stage in the game. This is the only company that has a license to make drugs based on THC for marijuana. They went up to 136.95, got down to 92.65 on June 8th. It kind of bounced about halfway up there. Don't expect a lot out of that one. Scott's Miracle-Gro just came out. They're the other decent play in that sector. Lending Club, this company blew up a while back when its CEO was making loans to all his buddies. It's been bouncing around this area from about $5 to $6 and change. Came back down, was fairly average volume compared to the moves up. This thing may be basing out at this $5 level. See if there's anything to be looking at. Of course, CBS is another one. And this is all after the bell on Monday, by the way. That one's dead in its trading range, so I don't see much in that one. PAA, which is Plains All-American Pipelines. This is an LP. Man, I don't see anything that really says this thing doesn't go back down to 23.21, which is the June 20th low. It had a nice bounce of about $3.50 here, but looks like it's headed back down to this June 20th level. We've got a lot of smaller earnings. See if anything else catches my eye. Okay. That's about it. We come back, I'll look through a few of these on Tuesday and see if there's anything else coming up that could be a catalyst for this market. Only thing I see right now is the end of fund buying, and that's not bullish. As we sit here, we're off 4.5 points on the S&P cash, 2472.82, 2.45 billion shares on the New York Consolidated Day.
Tom O'Brien's weekly gold letter, The Gold Report, gives complete and concise coverage of the entire gold market. Inside, you'll get Tom's commentary on gold, the dollar, the rand, the bond, the XAU, the HUI, and detailed coverage of nearly 25 mining stocks. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock trade. The Gold Report is a long-term newsletter where the focus is on building real wealth through the management of a successful portfolio of gold stocks. With a lifetime of knowledge and almost 12 years of writing his informative weekly newsletter, The Gold Report, Tom O'Brien can provide you with the important market information to help you make better trades in the gold market. Don't let the next bull run in gold pass you by. To get a month-long free trial to The Gold Report, an $85 value, visit the front page of TFNN.com today.
David White's newsletter, The Technology Insider, is focused like a laser on finding the next big things in technology. If you had invested only $10,000 in Microsoft in 1986, you'd have been a millionaire by 2000. Disruptive technology like Microsoft's is the key to these massive long-term profits, and the Tech Insider is the vehicle from TFNN to capitalize on these opportunities. This is the go-to newsletter that identifies, monitors, and profits on mostly little-known cutting-edge companies with great long-term prospects. David's experience is as an inventor of Emmy-winning animation products for TV and Hollywood that propelled a company public. Match that with 14 years as a full-time trader, and he's uniquely qualified to guide you through the light-speed world of ever-evolving high-tech. If you're ready to ride the next big technology bull market for less than $40 per month, log on to TFNN.com and get your 2-week free trial to the Technology Insider. Get in on the ground floor of the next big thing today.
Hi, I'm Steve Rhodes, host of the Trader's Edge, heard daily at TFNN.com and author of Mastering Probability, a daily investment and trading newsletter service that I send out each morning by 8 a.m. My morning newsletter service covers exactly what the markets have been doing since last night's close, providing you with an edge on your trading day ahead. You get actionable trading ideas, including the exact entry, stop, and profit targets. Plus, I'll teach you the patterns and hidden market correlations that will make you a better trader. As a subscriber, you'll gain access to my 90-minute money management workshop, where I'll teach you the secrets that'll save your assets. The bottom line, I've got your back, including a 30-day money-back guarantee. See for yourself the type of analysis I provide each trading day by signing up for Mastering Probability today. With nothing to lose, this is an offer you should not pass on. Mastering Probability can be found under Trading Newsletters on the front page of TFNN.com.
Catch Tom O'Brien, professional trader and educator, founder of TFNN. Also, a special guest on CNBC. Tom will bisect and dissect the markets. The Tom O'Brien Show, next on TFNN.
And 3D Systems is free falling down $3, $4. Yeah, $4. 1330 the low so far. Huge volume, 10 million shares. The once super high flyer, as an ambulance just about ran through my house, was all about just weak Asia markets. I listened to the earnings call last night. A lot of the good stuff happening in the company just didn't happen this quarter. And I think we're getting ready to find some kind of long-term investable low on this one. My Tech Insider wanted to get back in on this one as soon as they found some better ways to make money, i.e. something that felt more like the consumable markets and HP laser printers. They're kind of getting to that point. with some of the new printer technology. They have a neat little wax printer, especially for dentistry. Got some nice stuff happening, but this thing probably 4 to 8 weeks away from finding a low back in this one. But at least I'm going to get another bite at the apple back at this $12 area, which is probably going to be fairly decent support. And with a few new products, this thing may finally find a good investable low in it. I just haven't found one for a while. FireEye had earnings too. Wanted to just check back in with this one since I haven't looked at it today. Again, this one looks like somewhere around $13 is where support is going to be. Yesterday, he had some big volume in 19 million shares. Today, 7 million shares, too, a little lower low. But to me, around that $13 mark would be a fairly decent place to take a stab at this. I still love the technology. It's just been one of these things where I've described many times that security in companies is an afterthought, at least for digital security. And it's going to take something like a law or something so major that everybody finally decides to do it. One of the things that I designed back in the 90s and sold was a thing called a digital disc recorder. Everybody has them now. Back then, decent rate ones that could do a fairly good job were about 50 grand. We came out with one for about 3 grand. Turned it into a appliance and a box for time-lapse security. And the downside was I was about 2 years early with the product. We sold it to another company, made a bundle of money. But the issue for us was that within about 2 years, if we would have hung on another 2 years, the business would have been monstrous. The reason why insurance companies were failing to give anybody insurance if they didn't have digital security or at least time-lapse video to watch what was going on. And I think we had one huge sale. We sold ones to every rally and racetrack across America. So we had some good sales on it. But again, a couple of years later, you couldn't get insurance without any kind of time-lapse security. And this is the same kind of thing, I think. That is that you're going to have find some kind of watershed event where people are willing to pay up for security and not just try to blame everybody else. When that happens, it's going to be kind of tough to figure out. $13 looks good for trading. One day, I think all these companies are going to be huge monsters. When it becomes mandatory, maybe your butt's on the line if you're the CEO, if you just don't spend the money for this stuff. In the meantime, sell when you can, not when you have to. You will see you tomorrow.
Larry Pesavento has just started his brand new service, Fibonacci 24/7, and he's already delivering content to his subscribers on a daily basis when the market's opened and even on weekends. Each Monday, you'll receive Larry's written report that provides detailed commentary and a summary on the charts and videos that Larry sends out. And throughout the week, when warranted, Larry will send out via charts or videos or both the key markets that he is watching during the day. This will be up-to-the-date active trading information that will help you in your daily trading. In Larry's first week alone, he sent out 25 charts, 6 videos, and a full report to his subscribers in just 1 week. If you're a technical trader that uses patterns and retracements to trade, then Larry's service Fibonacci 24/7 is something that you must try. Right now, new subscribers can get a full 30-day money-back guarantee. With nothing to risk, sign up now to Larry Pesavento's Fibonacci 24/7 by visiting the front page of TFNN.com under Trading Newsletters.
You're watching Tiger TV.